Hey there, I'm Ian Douglas. I'm the author of the website techinterview.guide, and I'm here to help people with career advancement and interview preparation. My live stream on Twitch covers topics such as company research, how to build resumes and cover letters, applying for the job, getting through interviews, and what to do during negotiations. I've coached thousands and thousands of people over the years to get jobs at the biggest tech companies in the industry, and I'm here to help you too. The following episode is taken from a longer live stream event and may contain interactions with other people in chat. Check out the end of the episode for more information. Let's get to it. Anyway, somebody redeemed points to go critique a job post. So let's go find Indeed. And let's go find, let's look for Python developer jobs. And let's look in the Denver, Colorado area. Data analyst, teach kids to code. Hey, Pro Bono, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Let's go look at Software Engineer 1 in Cherry Creek. So that's down the south side. This is working at VIZIO. $85,000 a year. Okay, that's pretty good for entry level for Software Engineer 1. So $85K a year, that's pretty good. And what I like to do is I like to call companies out on, like, what are they doing well about the job post and what do they need to improve? So here in Colorado, we have a law that they have to post the salary information for a job post. Unfortunately, that tends to mean that a lot of job posts say Colorado residents, may not apply, or, not for Colorado residents, or they'll specifically say something like, here's your, here's the salary range for anybody in Colorado, but, if you live somewhere else, then, you can basically, go apply for, whatever. Anyway, let me get this on here just in case anybody else happens by. So let's see how many entries we're at here. Entries. Cool. So let's see. You must have a bachelor's degree in computer science, engineering, or related fields. So this I already hate. For a lot of what these programming jobs do, you do not need a computer science degree. This is the biggest thing, and because they listed that as a first bullet point, a lot of people are just going to stop reading here. And this is super disappointing because bootcamp grads, career switchers, anybody that has a degree in some other field, but then they learned how to code, they automatically feel like they can't apply for the job. And especially with minorities, and especially with non-males, they tend to look at this list of things and go, I don't qualify for this, so I'm not even going to apply. Where men, as well as white men especially, will like YOLO the thing and say, I meet like 30% of this criteria, I'm going to go ahead and apply. And that can lead to imbalance in representation in the tech industry because some people are just like, just go apply for the job anyway. And so I often coach people, just go apply for the job. Please just go apply for the job. You don't have to meet all of this criteria. As a previous hiring manager, this is like my birthday wish list right here. I'm hoping I can find a mythical unicorn that has all of this. I'm probably not going to find someone, especially at an entry-level role. I like that they have 0 to 2 years, though. That's a nice thing. A lot of times you'll see these entry-level roles must have 3 to 5 years experience. It's like, well, then it's not entry-level role anymore, is it? It's more like intermediate to senior level. Must have experience with object-oriented design of algorithms and understand when specific data structures should be used. Okay, yeah, that one I agree with. Highly skilled in at least one modern programming language. You're not going to be highly skilled in any programming language if you're a new graduate or with 2 years of experience. You're not going to be highly skilled. You're just not. So why do people put this kind of crap in a job description? Like, this is what blows my mind about people that write these job posts. They put all these things in here, and then people are like, okay, well, maybe I've got a degree, and maybe I know how to use data structures and algorithms, but I'm not highly skilled in a programming language. Like, I barely know a programming language by the time I graduate. And then they feel like they shouldn't apply. This is the kind of stuff that people need to stop putting in a job post. Just tell me the programming language you want me to kind of know, because if you're willing to go with 0 years of experience, then you should be okay with me only sort of kind of maybe knowing a bit of a programming language. Thank you for that clip, Midnight Smith. Appreciate that. Shout out from the mountaintop, as a friend of mine would say, Dan Moore. So yeah, please tweet that out and share that. I will die on that mountain. People need to stop putting this kind of crap in job descriptions. You have knowledge of professional software engineering practices. Yeah, okay. I mean, if you've gone through like a degree or a boot camp, you're going to have learned some of these kinds of things, best practices. Full software development lifecycle, maybe not all of that, including coding standards. Well, coding standard is going to vary from company to company. So what is a coding standard? There are ways that we should write code, and there are ways we should not write code. Those are kind of our best practices. Understanding code reviews, that may or may not happen even with a CS degree. I know people that graduate from CS degrees that never work on group projects. So how are they going to be doing code reviews for other people if they've never worked on a group project? Source control management, again, I know of some CS programs, they don't teach code revision like Git or Subversion or Mercurial. Like they just don't teach that kind of stuff. Test-driven development, you might get test-driven, maybe. I interviewed one software developer for a role when I was working in Boulder. And I said, what do you know about test-driven development? And they're like, we literally had a half-hour class one time that said, this is something you're going to learn on the job. Like they're literally being told in school, this is something that they're going to teach you on the job. So we're not going to teach you here at school. Then why put this in a job post? Like this is, again, this is kind of a birthday wish list of like, I hope I can find somebody that has all this stuff. But I guarantee you, all of the stuff under here, you're probably going to find more likely with the 2-year experience person and not the 0. But they claim to be new grad friendly with no experience. Just come apply for this job. You're not going to have most of this. You have exposure to operating large scale distributed systems. Are you kidding me? Large scale? Unless you came out of that CS degree and immediately got a job with a FANG company like Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, or any of those other big companies like Oracle and you know, all those kinds of places, you're not going to have worked on large scale, especially with distributed systems. That's a whole single area of software development that CS programs don't even teach. Like at most, they're going to teach you a little bit about parallelism, but they're not going to teach you how to build something at scale, as we call it. Including security, defining, monitoring, service metrics, infrastructure management, and scaling. This is garbage. This job post is garbage. Like, call VIZIO out on this. Somebody go tweet at VIZIO and say, this guy is like trashing your job post online. This is a horrible job post. They're asking for way too much, even for somebody with 2 years of experience. Some of the stuff that they're looking for here, I would expect more from a senior level dev or somebody who is coming from a FANG company. But even with a FANG company, you're probably not going to have built anything sort of large scale distributed. You're just a cog in a wheel writing, you know, several thousands or tens of thousands of lines of code in the midst of tens of millions of lines of code. Your particular little bit of code isn't necessarily going to be this large scale distributed kind of thing. And so they're really filtering out who they're trying to target here. This is garbage. I hate job posts like this. I really do. This is the kind of stuff that gets me really fired up. This kind of stuff needs to change. This and then our interview practice drastically need to change. This is horrible. You have outstanding communication, organizational, and problem solving skills. Yeah, okay. That I kind of agree with. Because you're going to be working on a team, so you have to communicate well. Organizational skills, I mean, you have to be kind of organized. You don't want to let stuff drop between the cracks and things like that. Problem-solving skills, yeah, that's going to be part of the demonstration side of what we do as the interview. But wow, folks, y'all, these 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet points need to die in fire. You can quote me on that. Thank you for redeeming the bits. That's always a lot of fun, critiquing somebody's job post. We are beautifully simple. Yeah, not according to that job post. Equal opportunity employer. No, you're not. Your selection bias just filtered out so much of the population of developers who could potentially apply for this job. You are not equal opportunity. You think you are equal opportunity, but your selection bias in your job post alone tells me that you are not equal opportunity. Committed to diversity. No, you're not. I would say other words, but I try to keep things family friendly around here too. Oh, G&D wants another job post. All right, y'all are having fun with this? Let me go catch up on chat, see if no one asked me any questions when I did the presentation. My capstone for my degree was over distributed cloud-based systems. That's cool, JDS. The degree thing doesn't throw me off as hard as they list like 6 to 10 languages and frameworks you have to be knowledgeable in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, entry level, highly skilled. Yeah, this is all ridiculous. My degree is, so JDS Fighter says in chat, my degree is business information technology. Been in the industry for over a decade. Almost no one asks my degree field at all. Yeah, same thing. I mean, I went to a community college. I graduated with a 3-year diploma. Nobody even cares where I went to school anymore because I've been doing this for so long. Pink894 says, I know nothing about coding or tech jobs and I'm ticked off. Good, good. Tweet at these people. Let them know this thing's garbage. Like, you're asking for things that, like, oh, yeah. Cyber coders. I kind of want to tear into cyber coders just because they're an awful organization. Thanks for checking that out. I hope that you found it helpful. I always appreciate feedback, so please let me know what you think. I appreciate any subscriptions, so please tell your friends and colleagues about it as well. Check out the website techinterview.guide for more information about when I'm live streaming and all of my free content. Drop by a live stream anytime to ask questions or message me privately, whatever makes you most comfortable. See you next time.